Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Laurie from Cook Scrap Craft, and today I'm sharing with you a process video that was inspired by one of the Shimelle scrapbook lives that I guess happened, maybe it was at the end of February, maybe beginning of March. No, I don't remember, but it was a recent one. And basically she was using a cut file, and it was a heart cut file, just literally like rows of hearts. And I don't have a cut file machine. I don't have a cutting machine. I have, I could do die cuts, but I don't have any heart stencils or heart die cuts to use in my die cut machine. So I was actually watching part of this process video live, the Shimelle video. And as I was watching, I commented in the YouTube chat that I don't have a cutting machine, but I think I could hand draw hearts and cut them out. And Shimelle actually read my comment during the live, and she was like, that's a great idea. And I was like, oh my gosh, I know. So that's what I did. Now, I didn't freehand the hearts here. You can see that I am taking a heart that came from a cut apart from the Simple Stories paper here, which I think is called Heart Eyes. I'm taking that heart and I'm just tracing it so that all my hearts are the same size. You could freehand your hearts. I know that if I did freehand my hearts, they would all look different and be wonky, and I probably wouldn't like that. But you could do freehand too if you wanted to. The biggest thing here that's tedious, and which is why I'm not going to show it all to you, is cutting out the heart. So that's why I have titled this video Fussy Cutting, because yes, cutting out, how many hearts did I do? What's 8 plus 3, 11? I did 11 hearts. That's a lot of hearts. It's a lot. And I'm going to ink the edges of all of the hearts with this black Hampton Art ink pad just to make them stand out a little bit more. The background paper is not Simple Stories. It's from Keep It Simple. And the rest of the pattern papers are from Simple Stories, the Heart Eyes collection. And I liked the orangey. It's a Valentine's Day collection, obviously Valentine's Day themed. I'm not using it in a Valentine's way. And I'm actually, you can see, pulling more of the orange that's from that one pattern paper, pulling it out and using it as that big, bold background color. And then the hearts, which are a little more pinky, they get put on top. So great way if you happen to get a scrapbook kit and it's Valentine's themed and you're like, I don't have any Valentine's photos. You can still use them, use those papers and use those supplies in a non-Valentine's way. What? So I'm choosing to show my love for this snow cone that I got over the summer. When I was in high school, there was a place in Missouri near where I lived called Snow Biz. And it's still in business. It's still there. Obviously, different set of high schoolers working there now, but it's still in business. And I met up with some high school friends over the summer, and we did a paint night, but it wasn't like painting on canvas. It was paint pouring, and it ended up looking really cool. I'm gonna have a process video for that, or I'm gonna do a process video for it. I'm gonna have a layout for that coming up soon. So be subscribed to the channel. If you're not, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on this process video. Also, I'll talk more about that in that video. But for this video, after we did the paint pouring, we went to Snow Biz because it was literally in the same parking lot as this other place, the paint place that we went to. So yeah, it's basically just snow cones, shaved ice, whatever. But I took a picture because that's what I do. And I really liked the neon sign. It was nighttime. I thought it made a cool background for whatever flavor it was I got. I don't even know. But let me tell you, as I've gotten older, I have a really hard time eating and drinking cold things, like super cold things, and this was super cold. Like if I'm at home, so usually we leave this is gonna be a long story. Sorry, it has nothing to do with scrapbooking. But if I'm at home during the day and the heat is turned down, because it's during the day, usually nobody's home, and I drink something cold, like a smoothie or something, the tips of my fingers will start to go numb, and I will have to put like gloves on and drink something warm to get the feeling back in my fingers. That's probably not good. I mean, I'm assuming it's just old age, but if you know this is like a medical issue, will you let me know in the comments? That'd be great. I try to stay off of Dr. Google because Dr. Google is always like, well, it's probably just this, or you're dying. And I'm like, I don't need that kind of stress in my life right now. Thanks though. So I've lined up my hearts a little bit differently. I've got 4, 3, and 4. So I think I ended up cutting out an extra one. I don't even know. And then I've layered a bunch of different pattern papers. Some of them were just out on my desk. I just grabbed them and they happened to be like the right color scheme, the right color fit. So I just layered up my photo. I cut it. It was originally 4x6 photo and I think I cut it down a little bit. And then I just added a bunch of paper layers behind it. A very Shimelle thing to do. She's quite the influence for me. Now I'm going through to see if I can find embellishments that I like. So obviously it's sort of, shaved ice. It's sort of ice creamy. It's dessert. So I have a cotton candy cut apart from one of the Simple Stories papers. I've got that there. I'm looking through my Pink Fresh collection for anything that might have to do with that fits with the theme of the night. I think I put a sticker tag down that says friends. I don't know, currently eating, or there's a sticker on the photo that's going to say loving this. So again, not Valentine's Day. This is not Valentine's Day stuff at all, but I am adding non-Valentine stuff to Valentine's Day paper layouts and not using them for Valentine's Day. There's my head. All right. So I think I have an idea of where I want all of this stuff to go. And my photo is actually bumped up on some foamed squares, some foam adhesive. And so that's going to make it a little bit easier for me to tuck some of these embellishments behind it. Or so I think. So I really like those frames. And what I love to do with frames, whether they are these chipboard type frames or just sticker frames or paper frames, I love to cut them in half and use half like peeking out on one side of the photo and the other half on the other side of the photo, or doing like one at the top of the page and then one on the diagonal at the bottom of the page. Lots of different ways to use frames that do not require you to literally frame a photo. So I'm just adding, it's kind of a neutral color, kind of a craft color. So I think it goes, I'm going to add one on one side and one on the other. And I am using the adhesive for this video is Scotch double-sided adhesive tape. I ran out of my preferred adhesive and I was like, oh, I guess I'm gonna have to like go to Michael's or Walmart or something. I happened to be in Dollar Tree with my kid because she had a gift card. It's like her favorite store for, cheap junk. I made a purchase too. I got some really cool wooden stars that I'm planning on doing a 4th of July door hanger with. Hopefully I'll make a process video for that because that's going to be cool. I hope. I still need to get the paint, but I got the wooden stars. Anyway, not all junk. Most of it's cheap junk. And I was at Dollar Tree and I'm walking along and I'm like, wait, they have Scotch double-sided adhesive tape. So I picked up 2 rolls. And of course I've already used up one of them, but good deal for $1.25. Don't buy the Dollar Tree brand, the Jot brand. I know I've said this before, but the Jot brand of double-sided tape is really terrible. It doesn't stick at all. So there. I was going to add a border sticker to the top of the page. And then I remembered that Simple Stories doesn't make their border stickers go all the way across 12 inches, which is really annoying to me. Like, why even make it? Seriously, like what? I guess if you're doing 8.5 by 11, it works because you can just cut off the excess. But if you're doing a 12 by 12 layout, you want the sticker to go all the way across. So I ended up putting that back on the sticker sheet and I will use it for something else. No big deal. I'm adding in a couple like hearts. I've got a red arrow, anything that kind of fits the color scheme. And again, the theme of this layout. I'm just kind of like throwing things down. If you are watching this video and you have questions about the products I'm using or anything that you see me do, you're like, oh, I want to know more about that. Just let me know in the comments below. Leave your questions down below. Or if you want to say hi and let me know you're here, that's cool too. I do respond to all the comments. I love reading them and I love chatting with you guys. So, and once again, if you are a subscriber already, welcome back. Thanks so much for watching this video all the way to the end. And if you're new here, I hope that this video inspires you to create something and that it inspires you to hit that thumbs up like button. All right. So what else do I need to talk about here? I've got my stickers. I'm putting a lot of like heart stickers because, and because I like to go big with embellishments most times. Like for me, a layout just isn't finished if I don't have a lot of embellishment clusters everywhere. So I've got a whole bunch around the photo, like basically 3 different clusters. So there's the kind of the top right, there's the left top, and then the bottom right. Yes, I think I got my directions right. But I'm like, oh, what can I do with these hearts that I cut out? They seem kind of like blah, they're there. So I'm gonna add some more embellishments to some of the hearts. I'm just adding down some stickers, trying to figure out which hearts would be best to add this stuff to, because I don't want them to be too close to the photo embellishments, if that makes sense. I want these to be like separate things. So I'm trying to figure that out. And then I also have to figure out the title and the journaling, and that takes me forever because I just didn't have a good journaling spot, or I thought I was going to have a good journaling spot. You'll see here in a second. So the title is going to be a collection of 2 Doodlebug alpha stickers. They're puffy alphas in pink and red, because pink and red are on this layout. And as I was looking at the picture of this shaved ice, the only thing that came to mind was the song Cold as Ice, which maybe is from the 80s. I don't know. But if you don't know it, it's like, you're cold as ice, and I don't know the rest of the words. But, so that's going to be my title, You're Cold as Ice, because it's like speaking to the shaved ice. I'm doing it in the 2 different colors, mainly because I didn't have enough letters to do it in just the one color, and I want to be able to use up some of my alphas, and so using 2 different colors is a great way to use up some of your alphas, or using 2 different types of alphas. I like mixing up my alphas when I make titles, especially if I'm doing longer titles. It's a great way, as I said, to use up those alphas. I have 2 drawers full of alpha stickers, and I just keep hanging on to them, because I know eventually they're going to come in handy, right? Eventually. I feel like that happens a lot, where I'm like, oh, I'm so glad that I kept this for 5 years, because finally I can use it. I don't recommend that as a scrapbooking strategy, or as a good scrapbooking strategy, but it can be a strategy if that's what you want to do. Of course, I put the titling kind of in the wrong position. So luckily these stickers were very easy to peel up, and I think they will stick back down again, even though I had to peel them up and stick them back down. But I just didn't, in my head, I can see where I want the letters to go, and the letters are always like bigger or smaller than I anticipate. So sometimes I have to go back through and fix that. Now I need to figure out journaling. So I was going through some, because I used the background pattern papers from Keep It Simple, which I got at the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo, which is coming back this year. And I think it's coming to New Jersey at the end of August, or like the second to last week of August. So if you want to go, let me know. But I used this Keep It Simple paper, and I'm like, let me look through the embellishments that went with the paper, because those would be the same kind of color scheme. And I ended up finding one, but it had an RV camper on it. And I'm like, well, I could probably cut that part off. You know, me just telling you I'd like to cut chipboard frames, I will cut aparts. I will cut journaling spots as well, and use like half over here and half over somewhere else, or half on another layout. So I find this, and I'm like, I bet I could cut it off and it would still work, and like it would fit right in the space. So I did it, and then it didn't fit right in the space. I didn't like it. It was like too short. I wanted it to be closer to the letters. Anyway, I didn't like it. So that's just going to be saved for another layout. And I go back to the Pink Fresh stickers, and I find, I think it's got blue on it. You'll see here in a second. Here we go, right? It's a little bit bluish at the top, which is fine. There's some blue in the embellishments and the pattern papers as well, so no big deal. But that's what I'm gonna use as my journaling. And then pretty much this video is over with. You're gonna see the close-up photos, so you can see things in a little bit more detail. Like I said before, if you have any questions or wanna say something about something you see me do, just let me know down below in the comments. And I hope that this video was helpful and inspiring to you. I would love to see your take on this layout, so let me know if you do. Share your own take on Instagram or YouTube or whatever. Let me know, and I'll go check it out. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.